Tyffanie Morgan. Well, hello there, my little sweepies, my little love muffins from all around the big blue world. This is your hostess, Miss Tyffanie Morgan, coming to you live from Kingston, Ontario, Canada, the home of limestone and the home to me, Miss Tyffanie Morgan, just as old. Just as old. I tease, I tease, I tease. Sweepy, if this is the first time you're listening to Breakfast with Tiffany, what is it? What is it? Well, it's a crazy radio show podcast by the crazy, fabulous gardening drag queen called Miss Tyffanie Morgan. That's right. That's right. Miss Tyffanie Morgan performing and being part of the drag community for over 20 years out of Kingston, Ontario. That's right. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, huh? I'm like, there was drag before RuPaul's Drag Race. RuPaul was before RuPaul's Drag Race. I hope people know that too. But yeah, I'm calling you live from Sweet Pea Studios. So, in other words, my living room. I love it. I love it. Where else can you run a radio show and podcast, but from your living room? Like, it's a really great pleasure. I enjoy this quite a bit because all I have to do is, because you're half the time working from home, I can just go from the home office upstairs into the living room and then join you for some fun and frivolity. Fun and frivolity. Fun and frivolity. Uh, if only I can get my enunciations a little bit better here, sweet peas. But yeah, so you are listening. It's Breakfast with Tiffany is on C4C 101.9 FM, also on c4c.ca, but also as a podcast on Apple Podcasts and also Spotify as well. So, you can download me anywhere. You can download me anywhere. Sweet peas, I have a full program for us today. So I have an interview. Oh my gosh, I actually interviewed someone. This person, I don't know them that well. Okay, maybe I do. Maybe I do. You may recognize the voice. Some of my listeners out there may recognize the voice. But it is Ian Burns of Kingston Pride. He's the chair, and he's going to give us a little lowdown about Kingston Pride. So just a little caveat. Kingston Pride is happening in June. That's right. It's happening in June. Pride Month is happening this year. We talk a little bit about the span, the time difference between last Pride and this Pride, but there's lots of events, and I don't know if there's any new events that have been published since then, but we can talk about that afterwards. Why do I have an angry face here? I don't know why I have an angry face. I'm also broadcasting this live on my social medias, and someone's put an angry face. I don't know why. I'm like, oh. Type it in the chat, sweepies. But Pride Month is just around the corner, and so let me introduce to you the chair of Kingston Pride, and we're going to talk about Kingston Pride. Hello, sweepies, and I want to welcome a very special guest here today. Please welcome Ian Burns, the chair of Kingston Pride, El Presidente himself. Ian, welcome to Breakfast with Tiffany.
Thank you so much for having me back, Tiffany. It's been a while.
It's been forever and a day.
Forever and ever and ever.
I think we had Ian Burns on my last Breakfast with Tiffany probably a year ago.
Yes, just as we were preparing for our 2021 festival in September.
And so, oh yes, that's right. No, it wasn't even a year ago. It wasn't even a year ago. It was like six. Oh my gosh, you just reminded me that, like, wow, like for an organization that normally does a yearly festival and has all that time to like plan and stuff, you guys are planning two festivals within the span of a year.
Oh, yes, and believe me, we feel it.
I can only imagine because I sit on the outskirts, on the sidelines. I'm not part of the board anymore. So basically, that's why you look physically so tired and ancient right now on the camera, right?
Thank you for that delightful observation. As I'm sitting here, like pulling on my wrinkles to try and get rid of them to make me look younger and more fresh and fierce.
I'm like, I found some amazing under eye cream. I will get you. I will get you the
Is it by
links.
Jazz Morgan?
Uh, yes. Maybe. Yes. Jazzmorgan.ca. Gotta plug my drag mother's products there. But sorry, I brought you to talk about Kingston Pride other than throwing shade at you. I talk about Kingston Pride. So Ian, what are the events going to be happening that listeners need to tune into and go attend?
Well, so Kingston Pride this year is going to be a week and a half of events. It's very exciting. I don't know why we've committed ourselves to this, but it's very exciting. So, all the way from the 10th of June to the 19th of June, we have a lovely slate of events that are just currently being announced. So, I'm going to chat about a few of the ones that we already announced and a couple exciting ones that we're introducing this year.
Ooh, I got
So,
exclusives?
like
Yay!
exclusives just for Breakfast with Tiffany. So, as always, we have our Pride Parade and our Community Fair, our uh, pinnacle events, our annual events. We have those Saturday, June 18th, and those are starting at the parade will be at 11 a.m. coming down Princess Street. And then the community fair will be continuing all the way until 6 p.m. that evening. So if you are a community organization or vendor or business and you want to get involved with the parade or the fair this year, please submit your application on the Kingston Pride website. Applications are open until the end of May. But very exciting returning events that same weekend are our Out on the Queen boat cruise, which
Ooh,
is on sale right now. Every year we sail out on the Island Queen with Thousand Islands Cruises Kingston Thousand Islands Cruise Lines. And we have a drag show, we have a dance party, we have fun and games and sightseeing. And I hear that you might be joining us on that cruise.
am I? Feign ignorance. Of course, I'm going to be there. I am looking so forward to it. Like, I love the boat cruise and I love hosting the boat cruise. And people love me hosting the boat cruise. And I love them for loving me for loving the boat cruise. It's going to be great. 3 hour tour, a 3 hour tour.
It's as ancient a tradition having Tyffanie Morgan on the boat cruise as it is having the boat cruise.
Oh, thank you.
I remember seeing a video of you as the first podcasting drag queen in Canada, podcasting about the boat cruise.
You know what's so funny is I did that video for YouTube, and that year we didn't actually it didn't actually happen that year. That was their first attempt, and then the year after it definitely did happen. So yeah, no, that was. Why are you bringing that up? Let's not talk about me. Talk about Kingston Pride. Talk about Kingston Pride.
So, also returning this year is our Pride Hangover Brunch. So, it's a drag brunch at the Wharf and Feather Kingston, and that will be on the Sunday following the parade. So, Sunday, June 19th. We have lots of seatings available for that, and it is an all ages show. So, bring the kiddies, but if you are bringing your kids, keep in mind that it is a drag show and things happen. Um,
There might be
but
adultish content.
Yes, adult-ish content. But also very exciting, we are bringing back an event from last year. That was the first time we've ever run it last year, and that is the Pride Run and Walk. So that is going to kickstart the Pride Festival this year on Saturday, June 11th, and that is at John Matchin Park. And you can pre-register for that event. Capacity is limited, but it is free to attend. So we just ask that you register so that we know how many people are coming.
Now, where is this park? Because I haven't even looked it up. When I saw the announcement, I was like, "Where is this park?"
It's on the east end of Kingston, so we're branching out from the downtown. It is over by where the Star Tech was. There's a bunch of soccer fields, and we're going to be running on some trails.
Oh, I know the area. I know that area. I used to work at StarTech a long time ago, but yeah. Oh, that's gonna be great. I knew a lot of cyclists love it.
Hmm.
Like especially those doing the training and stuff. So yeah.
Yes, it's a very lovely area. We expect it to be a very beautiful time as long as it's sunny.
Exactly.
But so, a few events that we are starting for the first time this year, we are going to be having a baseball game.
Baseball or softball? Baseball?
Well, softball game, but it's
Oh, okay.
baseball. It's still the same sport. Um, and that will be on Sunday, June 12th. And we are calling it our Queens versus the Queer Community baseball game. So you can expect to see some people dressed up in drag at this baseball game. And we are inviting the community to come and dress up in drag and join the Queens team. Or you can join the queer community team, or you can just come out and watch and enjoy all of the shenanigans.
Wow, wow, that sounds like yeah, shenanigans sounds like the appropriate word for what this is going to turn into. Oh my goodness sakes. Like that's going to be insane. That's going to be insane playing softball and stuff. And they're going to need some spectators too for that cuz like you're going to have to see that to
We
believe
need the
it.
cheering. We need the cheering sections.
Oh, you
And
need the
then
cheering.
after the game, we're heading over to Daft Brewing Company for post-game beers and food.
Well, it sounds like there's a lot of events going on. So like you said, if you are a vendor or community group or organization that want to be in the parade and or the fair or both of them, forms are online. And all, where can they find more information about all these events?
You can find more information about all these events at www.kingstonpride.ca/events. And our 2022 Pride Guide will be released very soon, and that will have all of the details about not only Kingston Pride events, but other events for the queer community in Kingston in the month of June
Wow, because June
and the
sounds
surrounding
really
area.
June sounds oh, surrounding area too. Because June sounds very, very busy.
It's going to be jam packed, but that's the way we like it. It is a month long celebration of love and acceptance and all members of the 2S LGBTQIA community.
Awesome. Now, a lot of these events, I'm assuming you're going to need a lot of volunteers for, a lot of people to help out with.
Yes, we are inviting anybody and anyone, everyone and anyone who wants to come out and show their support for the queer community by volunteering at the parade, at the fair, at any of these events. We will be having some volunteer information sessions at the end of the month. So if you are interested in volunteering, please fill out our volunteer application form. It's very short, don't worry, on the Kingston Pride website. That's kingstonpride.ca/2022.
Awesome. And what kind of volunteer position? Because I know off the top of my head, you'll need some parade volunteers. As they call them, parade marshals.
Yes, we need parade marshals, so people to monitor the parade route, make sure that it's safe and sound for everybody, and to help make sure that the parade gets off without a hitch. We need people walking around the community fair, helping people set up, directing people to their booths, and also just helping people find where to go at the fair. We need some people to help decorate our boat cruise this year. It's a very fun half an hour of rushing to put all of the rainbow decorations everywhere.
It's a very tight time frame of
It
like,
is.
get the tape up, get the rainbow stuff up. Yeah.
And of course, we will need volunteers for all of our other events as well, especially the run, making sure that people stay on the route, at our baseball game, helping to coordinate the players. And then, of course, at some of our other extra special events, like our Taco Tuesday trivia, our board game nights, our movies in the square, and maybe even our all ages dance party and drag show.
Yeah, still looking for lots of volunteers, and I think, are you still looking for volunteers for artists like other drag performers and or musicians and
We are.
stuff?
We're looking for any artists who are interested in performing at the community fair, or at the drag shows, or other presentations. So if you are interested and you are a performer, please complete our performer application form just so we can get an idea of who you are and where you might fit within our programming. Again, that
Awesome.
is on our website.
That's great. That's really great news, Ian. And just for everyone to know, this is Tyffanie Morgan on Breakfast with Tiffany. I'm interviewing Ian Burns here, Chair of Kingston Pride. And one last question. We were chatting a little bit earlier. You mentioned something about June 10th.
Yes. So the day before our Pride Festival kicks off, we are holding a mini fundraiser and vendor sale before a local drag show. So that will be at the Four Point Sheraton on June 10th. That's at 6 o'clock p.m. We invite local vendors to come out and support uh, the Kingston Pride community by selling their wares and helping to raise money for Kingston Pride to help us run our festival this year. So anyone who has tickets to that show can come and they can purchase from the vendor sale, or other people can show up in advance and just peruse the vendor sale and then head out, maybe have a cocktail while they're there.
Stick around, have a cocktail, buy a ticket for a fabulous drag show
Fabulous drag show.
that I may be starring in.
Oh, yes. Did I mention it's starring Tyffanie Morgan, but also a special guest from Canada's Drag Race,
Adriana. Yay!
Adriana.
Oh my goodness sakes. Yeah, I use the word starring very loosely.
There are many stars in the sky, and some stars shine brighter than others.
Exactly. Like Rowena Ways. It's very dim. It's very, very
I mean,
dim.
sometimes it's very dim.
I tease, I tease, I tease. She's a star, baby. All right, Ian, any last comments or anything like that? Like, again, volunteers, events, go to kingstonpride.ca for all the events and volunteer forms.
Yes, if you're at all interested in finding out more, please visit our website, kingstonpride.ca. And if you have any questions, feel free to email us. Our email is admin@kingstonpride.ca.
CA.
I was like, what is my email?
What is
Admin
my
at
email?
kingstonpride.ca.
All right, Ian, I want to thank you so much for joining us here at Breakfast with Tiffany on CFRC 101.9 FM.
Thank you so
And
much for having me, Tyffanie.
and happy early Pride. Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh goodness sakes, goodness sakes. I gotta take myself off mute there. I do enjoy interviewing people, especially people I don't really get to talk to very often. I don't get to talk to Ian very often. Wink, wink, tease, tease, nudge, nudge. May sound like Rowena way. Actually, yeah, I should put in that caveat because we were kind of teasing away, but Ian is also Rowena Way. And like I said, you're listening to Breakfast with Tiffany with me, Miss Tyffanie Morgan, on CFRC 101.9 FM, also on CFRC.ca, and more importantly, no, not more importantly, equal same, on Apple Podcasts and also on Spotify as well. That's right. But it seems like a lot of my listeners love to tune in when I record this live on my social medias. So thank you so much for that. And we were getting a lot of comments, So one of them being tacos with vodka sevens. Miss Tiffany is well known for her enjoyment of vodka 7, vodka 7 Ups, the drinks, the alcoholic drinks. Uh, and then a lot of people were jumping in. They're like, oh my goodness sakes, it's going to be there's baseball, there's There's baseball. There's no crying in baseball. There's no crying in baseball. I'm sorry, that's me. Me channeling something. What was that? uh, oh, League of Their Own. That's right. That's right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's my Oscar. That's my Oscar. There's no crying in baseball. There's no crying in baseball. Okay. Anyway, get off that, Tiffany. Get off that. Um. Oh goodness. So I wanted to quickly chat about something, and being that I don't know if you know this, but I'm in a tomato growing contest with Carson Arthur, TV personality himself, Carson Arthur, and therefore I'm growing these fabulous tomatoes. These fabulous tomatoes, um, because we're looking for the heaviest tomato. So I've started them from seed indoors, and I've been babying, and I just potted them up like a week ago or something like that. Well, sweet peas, dun dun dun. We lost one. We lost one. Oh no! Oh no! I'm looking at the photo right now, and I'm about to cry. I think I'm like, oh goodness sakes. So sometimes, sweet peas, when you're growing your own, this is why you grow a few extra. Because you may lose one. And I lost this tomato baby. It's probably some sort of wilt, likely some sort of fungus. Probably not bacterial. I'm assuming it's some sort of fungus or something on the soil surface that attacked the stem, because the stem was definitely attacked, and that's why it fell over and flopped over. So things can happen. Like you could have, if you damage the stem, and infection gets in, it could that could have done it too. Me transplanting it could have done that, or it could be fungus. So the important things to do is, if you are growing your own, starting your own babies, tomatoes or whatever. This is universal advice. Um, if you see one that is flopping over, not looking good or something, isolate it, because you don't know what it is at first, and then you can assess it. Isolate from the other ones. I don't want it spreading along. I've determined that it's probably wilt. So things that you can do to help save your babies. Just help save your little plant babies. So if it's wilt, well, there's not much you can do about saving that one plant, but you can save the other ones by changing your routines. So, for instance, increase circulation, air circulation. That is a big thing. So, if you're starting to harden them off, I'm not doing that yet. I'm like, I want it to be warmer outside a bit more before I start hardening them off. But increasing the air circulation. So I got a fan going on now, on the babies. Yeah, this is how crazy I am. I got a fan going on. Another thing too is, if it is a fungus that caused the wilt, uh, we can use some stuff to help, deter fungus. So one of those things, and I wish I had it on me right now, but believe it or not, cinnamon, the spice cinnamon, the cinnamon tree. So cinnamon comes from the bark. No, it's not the bark. It's the Cambrian layer. The Cambrian layer. Oh, did you know that you're going to get all this advice? uh, and it is evolved to be like anti fungal, to help protect the plant and stuff like that. So if you have cinnamon that you bought at the dollar store, I bought this at the dollar store, sweet peas. I'm like, it was like, just $3.95 at the dollar store. That's my little jab at dollar stores these days. But and I just sprinkled a little on the surface of the tomato plants, and that will helpfully deter fungus. And also the increased air circulation will help to do that as well. But more importantly, and I didn't even mention this, is that my watering regimes. I have to be careful the watering regimes, that I'm not leaving it sitting wet all the time, like, because that's over loving it can be can be problematic as well. as Carson sent me the text message, she's like, I think you've overloved them. I'm like, I think I have too. I have to start treating them badly. Let them dry out between waterings. Definitely the surface. Let that dry out between waterings, and yeah, and then we're gonna have to start getting them hardened off in the coming weeks because we plan to plant them out on the May 2-4 weekend. Yes, May 2-4 weekend. But yeah, sorry, Sweepies. I just jumped right from Kingston Pride into tomato growing. But Sweepies, what are you growing? Are you growing anything out there? I'm also going to be growing other things too, other than tomatoes. I know I focused too much on tomatoes, but I planted some cucumber and they've sprouted. I planted some cucamelon and they have sprouted. Shockingly, well, the cucumber, I just bought the seeds this year, so I shouldn't be that shocked that it's like 100% germination rate. But the cucamelon is 100% germination rate, and those seeds are over a year old. So I was a little surprised by that. And but follow the Grow with Me Facebook group. So if you go to my website, my Facebook, Tyffanie Morgan at Tyffanie Morgan, there's a Grow with Me Facebook group, and yeah, there's a few things that I want to share with you during the growing journey. So tomatoes, cucumbers, cucamelons. What else was there? Marigolds. I haven't started those yet. I may just direct sow those. And then there's the Blahilda beans, which I will direct sow later on in the year as well. So, and chrysanthemums. I have no update. I have no update. This is going to be the first year of me trying to grow chrysanthemums. They haven't been delivered yet. I think they're just being delayed because, they're very frost tender. So you don't want them to be in shipping somewhere, and then the nighttime temperatures, the temperatures in the back of the truck or something go really low, which, temperatures are starting to get better now here in Kingston. Overnight temperatures seem to be above zero. That's a great thing. Wait, is it past the last of the frost date? We may be past it now. I will say, though, that the signs that spring is here, my ferns are starting to show some green, and that to me is always an indicator that there's no more frost coming. It's an old wives' tale. Well, it's my own personal old wives' tale that once I see the green of the ferns, I know that things are good. Things are good. But anyway, let's go back to shows. Drag shows. Drag shows are happening this weekend in Gananoque at the Royal Theatre. This Saturday, you can find me, Daredevil Femme, and some circus performers as well. This is going to be fun. So you can buy tickets right at the door there or buy them online. And there's lots of shows going on. So go to dragshow.ca. That's dragshow.ca for all the drag shows and everything coming up in Kingston and the surrounding area. Trust me, there's a lot. You should check that out if you like drag shows. But Sweepies, I gotta go. So I give you my love. Mwah. You stay safe now.